with Shapeways, I mean, how far into the future, I mean, before we're actually building or outfitting our homes with a lot of the stuff that we actually build ourselves? I mean, is that a future that's near term for us?
Yeah, I think that's actually a future that's already a little bit present today. I mean, if you look around in our office, you see already that we have light armatures that are printed. You have coffee cups that you can print. There is, lots of things that you can already print and use and make much better than the stuff you buy in the stores today that can be printed. Of course, as technology progresses and new materials enter and new capabilities enter, we will make more and more use of it, and it will be more, used everywhere.
What are the biggest challenges right now, just to making this go mainstream?
Well, it starts, I think, with people explaining what they want, right? I mean, if you have a limited set of products that we're used to, you go to a store and you have like several products, you can just point at what you want. With a platform like Shapeways, all of a sudden you have infinite possibilities. So how do you really explain what you want? Well, you can use 3D software, but that's hard to use. And that's why we at Shapeways have what we call our co-creation platform, where you can change and customize existing designs to your liking and then get what you want. Is that the final thing that we have? No, we are still working on making that better and making it easier and making it more fun. And the easier we will make it to you to tell us what you want, the more likely it will be that you really get what you want, right? So that's the first challenge. How do you tell us what you want? And the second is, what kind of materials can we offer? Currently we already have an exciting set of materials. We have like different plastics, we have ceramics, we have silver, we have stainless steel. But we of course want to add more materials, more meaningful materials, but also combinations of materials, because if you look at products around you, most products are composed of multiple materials and not one single material. So that's the second thing. And then tied to that, of course, is also price. I mean, if you compare something that is made in mass, if you make 100,000 or 1 million parts of a certain thing, then typically that is cheaper currently than making it with 3D printing. And to some extent that will always remain. But 3D printing can become much more efficient and can therefore be much more cost effective, and therefore the prices will go down over time, which will make it more affordable for people, for anyone really, to get what they want.
How does 3D printing fit into some of the other trends that are happening between more of an artisan economy, some of the things you're seeing with Etsy, and then sort of self-expression and sort of the maybe easier tools for expressing yourself online and in the world? I mean, how does this all fit in?
Well, I think what you see is that people are basically, mass production has given us everything we want and then some. But it's all standardized, and it's all based on the lowest common denominator. It's a product that most people want, and it's mostly good for most people, but it's not completely good for any single one. And if the trends you see on the web, but everywhere around you, where people start making things by hand again, where you see artisans coming in, where also 3D printing comes in, is the need for people to get exactly what they want. And that is something that mass production has a bigger hurdle catering to. So how do you make products that people really, really want? That they really know exactly what they want and then get it. And you can do it by hand, because if you have the time and if you have the skill, you can basically make anything you want. Or you can use 3D software and print it, because 3D printing is very efficient in making those one-offs. And you can make new things that you couldn't make with mass production, which is also really a new thing that we can look at. Products that we see around us now, they always have been limited by the constraints of mass production. 3D printing has a lot less constraints, and therefore you can make many more products, different products.
And so some people wonder how complex a product that we can actually build, and you were talking about there's going to be even more complex processes involved. I mean, what type of products are we not even thinking of right now that could actually be built?
That's a good question. If we cannot think of it, how would I think of it? Products that we... The cool thing is that, as I said, if you are a designer in school, you are taught to think about the limitations of the production process, always. It needs to be makeable, otherwise why would you design the product? And those limitations are a lot less present with 3D printing. And what we start seeing in Shapeways and in general, what you start seeing is that designers start to push the envelope and start discovering new possibilities. And they come up with products with capabilities, like for instance a product that has a hinge that is part of the product. That is not possible in mass production. You make a hinge, you make two parts, and then you make a hinge that connects the two, and you have a door perhaps. With 3D printing, you can change the physical properties of the material in local spaces by making it thinner, and then it starts acting as a hinge. Those kind of possibilities weren't present in the past, and that is just a very small example of new things that will emerge.
Okay, thank you.